Hello, all of you. Here we begin with the last class for CMA final. And we have to do two small topics. One is income tax authorities and another is the Black Money Act. So first we will take up the Black Money Act. Okay, right? See, from where we have started, return of income, assessment procedure, and all those ICDS, tax planning. Only thing pending from my side is one is mock test papers. Already past exams link you all are having. I have posted in the group mock test paper discussion of last year, before that all. And this times, of course, we will discuss the mock test paper and paper pattern and all. You know it. If there's any doubt, let me know. Question number 1 is 10 marks, 10 MCQs are there for 2 marks each, and 20 marks are reserved. And in the 80 marks, you have got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 questions. Out of that, any 5 you need to attempt for 16 marks each. 5 questions, that makes it 80 marks. And in 60 marks, they are divided 8. 8 marks ke liye mat, 8 marks ke liye cup method, 8 marks ke liye trust ka problem, 8 marks ke liye theory question, that tax planning and all that. So like this, they will ask you. Yeah, and some questions which we solved in non-resident and DTA, you remember? IFDA and all that. Those questions are asked for 4 marks. Okay, right? So this is just to give you an overview. And now you all need to repeat and keep pouring in the doubts. From today, yesterday I have cleared all the doubts that education sets and all. Today more doubts were coming for trust and all. After the class, I'll do that also. I'm into some schedule now. So, okay, whenever it is time permitting, but you keep putting all your doubts in the group, will surely clear it. And now what you need is repetition. Okay. And now these last topics I want to talk about, dear students. Literally, some students look at the page numbers. I don't know, अगर हम trust की बात करें तो 4 पेज मुश्किल से है. So many times one MCQ is asked or short note in question number 8. So why you want to miss that? One short note is fixed. Comparative of ICDS and AS. 10 we have done comparatives ki where they differ and all. So one they will ask from that. One is fixed from your transfer pricing. Write a short note on rollback or advanced pricing agreement or 92D documentation. So something related to transfer pricing. One is fixed ICDS, one is fixed assessment procedure, and one is fixed this black money. So black money topic, rather than leaving, we should do it. And if it comes in MCQs, 2 mark each MCQ is very important, no? And it's an important act which is already there in the CMA final since years. Now in CA syllabus also they are introducing. So already we are doing it good only, and it's very nice, worth learning. Chalo. So I'm starting with the Black Money Act right now first. Already the material is there with all of you. Anything you want to say in the beginning, please ask or comment or whatever it is in the chat box. Chat box is open for that. And what help do you need from my side? I tried to make a revision lecture yesterday for that underreported income, but then some of you felt that it was little very quick. So it is not for learning, dear students. Revision lecture is you know everything, but you have learned it so in depth and now you want a gist. So only those who have learned will understand. If you have not learned and if you think you can learn from the lecture, then no teacher can teach the whole gist of 3 classes into one class, that too of half an hour. Got it? So this is just a gist revision so that you remember the important points. But sure, very nice suggestions came. It would have been more fruitful with an example also. Under reporting mein maine sab karaya, but I have not discussed example because regular class, the first lecture is full of examples only. And you all have access to these regular lectures and revision videos also I'm putting in the app only, so that you can watch that also 2-3 times. What else you need now? My help, because I don't want to go on till the end. Bas ho gaya actually. It was like closed till 15th, but we are extending because we took a gap yesterday. Otherwise, 25th was promised, but 15 completed, and now last days are for you to work on your own. Okay? Chalo. So what is about all this is Income Tax Act is separate, and this black money, okay, this black money act is separate. Basically, the name itself says black money is not black in color. It's like the illegal money earned by people on which they have not paid tax. And it is not always there with the SSCs in the form of money terms. In my book, the cash is 60 lakhs, but in my house, the cash is 6 crores. नहीं है मेरे घर में कोई 6 करोड़. Just giving an example. Books में 60 lakhs. House it is 6 crores. So definitely that extra cash is the income earned by me, Benami income, black money, on which I have not paid tax. Whenever it gets caught up in the act, you have to pay 30% tax. Sacha says jo bhi hai. Along with this, we have undisclosed income, and they are talking about undisclosed assets also. Now, what is undisclosed assets? Okay, I earned 6 crore rupees. I did not declare it with government, but I made a very hi-fi bungalow with all the superb interiors, and I put all my black money into that. Huh? So what is happening? My black money is not in the form of cash. It is in the form of the asset, properties and gold and investments, any form, out of India. So all this is like, you can say, ma'am, agar India mein, to India mein we already have, know that underreported income, misreported income, and section 69 series yaad hai sabko? Unexplained investment, unexplained expenditure, cash credit. So this is my income which I have earned outside India, or my asset outside India, and I have not disclosed it. People earn huge outside India. If they disclose, they can take the DTA benefit and take the tax rate. But batana to hai. So that income, when it is disclosed in India, 30% is the tax. And then to there are 88 sections in the Black Money Act, not in your syllabus. You need to have the overview. You need to know what is the scope and important things, definitions, how it's going to be taxed. That's enough. Okay? And this Black Money Act is applicable to whole of India, including Jammu and Kashmir. Okay? So when it started and all that story I'm telling you now, pay attention. Yeah. Black money. Yes, yes, sure. I will also make it as quick and best as possible so that you all remember the crux of it for the exam rather than going ye bhi hai, ye bhi hai. For me, it is like, frankly speaking, it's very easy to go on teaching. But I know it is too vast. Like if you talk about this table, it's not possible to remember all this. So just know it is there and enough. What is important for exam point of view and for understanding actually base level pe ye act kya hai, that's what we are doing now. Okay, right? Chalo. So Black Money and Imposition Act, the act to make provision to deal with problems of the black money, undisclosed foreign income and foreign asset, the procedure for dealing with such income, and to provide imposition of tax, interest, penalties, all what you have earned outside India. But one thing should be clear, dear students, already our whole syllabus is over. So now one base level idea you all should have. And in fact, I want all of you to write it also here. And what does it say? It says either black money, when income you are getting from the foreign country and you are treating it as black money and paying 30% tax, or undisclosed income in India, you know, what they find in the raid cases or in surveys and income escaping assessment and all that. Are you getting what I'm saying? You can't tax it doubly. Okay, black money में जो foreign में कमाए 30% tax दो, इंडिया आ गए, अच्छा इंडिया में भी पहले कभी नहीं बताया, this is under reported income, चलो again pay tax. No. Either in India, when you have such kind of benami income, it is undisclosed income or misreported income and all. And outside India, it's called as what? Black money. Chalo. Now, the black money and imposition of the act has been introduced in the parliament, which thereafter received President's assent and notified and started in July 2015. Act extends to whole of India and tax 30% shall be charged on every SSE for every assessment year in respect total undisclosed foreign income and assets of the previous year are there. Underline this. Whenever your foreign income is caught up and foreign asset is caught up, it is taxable at 30% in the year when you are caught up with that. But suppose that I have purchased a house in 2012 for 12 lakhs, undisclosed. मैंने कभी किसी को बताया नहीं कि मेरा घर है लंदन में. Now, when it got disclosed in 2020, the value of the house was 23 lakhs. So 30% किस पे लगेगा? 23 lakhs. Whenever your assets are brought into the radar of taxability, that time what is the taxability of the shares, of the investments, of the gold, of the whatever properties, whatever capital asset you say, whenever it is brought at that rate, it becomes taxable, whatever is the fair market value. Are you all noting down these extra things? Ye bhi likho, either black money and all, and this also you write down. Clear? Shall we start with the terms or definitions? There were, sections also for definitions. I hope you remember all the definitions are given in section 2, subsection 21, 31, jo bhi hai. So no need for all that. Some definitions exactly the way they have given in the income tax act. SSE means a person being a resident other than not ordinary resident in India. Other than not ordinary resident means resident and ordinary resident will only pay the tax. Within the meaning, by whom tax in respect of undisclosed foreign income and assets or any other sum is payable and includes every person who is deemed to be SSE in default. Resident and ordinary resident if you are, and if you have any undisclosed income or undisclosed assets outside India, and then it is proof ki it's your signature, your name, and though everything is in your wife's name, but funding to you have only done and all that, it will be caught up and taxable. Okay? For taxability of undisclosed for taxability of this income, black money and all, the previous year. Now this previous year, they have given the definition we are discussing, but it's so simple. Previous year always starts from 1st April of the financial year to the 31st March of the next financial year. Suppose I started my new business on 1st August, then obviously it will start from 1st August, new business. And suppose closed business. I was already doing some business since 1st April, but then I closed it on 30th of September. So my financial year for the taxability purpose will be April to September. Write down. Normal financial year is 21-22. If it is a new business, the day you start your business till 31st March is your first financial year. It need not be 12 months. And when you're closing from the first day of the financial year till the date you're closing. It's like, ma'am, ऐसा लग रहा है पूरे हाथी घोड़े चले गए और अब आप क्या पढ़ा रहे? I mean, see, we have done such technical things like international taxation, this, that, and now we are doing this. So it's easy, no? Anything not clear, please ask me. And then I'll tell you one or two expected questions from this also. The period beginning from the date of setting of business and ending on the closure of business or 31st March, whichever is earlier. So period beginning from the date on which new source of income starts, 1st August, and ending on the date of closure or 31st day following the date on which such is earlier. And the period beginning from the first day of the financial year and ending with the date of discontinuation of the business other than business referred in B, or dissolution of unincorporated body and all, liquidation ke case mein, first day of the financial year until the company is winded up and all, it will go on. Next, the period of 12 months commencing on the first day of April to the relevant year in any other case. These are called as previous years. Now, what is your undisclosed asset? Undisclosed asset located outside India means any asset including financial interest. Means you are a partner in entity, you have a share in the profits of some venture and all. More I'll talk about financial interest. That is also your asset, no? I am 30% owner of a partnership firm in Canada. So that is an asset located outside India, held by SSE in his name, or in respect of which he is the beneficial owner. Sometimes asset is located in the name of my grandfather, but my grandfather has already made a will that everything should be transferred to my granddaughter. So I am the beneficial owner. And he has no explanation about the source of investment. If you are saying, Mera nahi hai, mujhe nahi malum ye building kiska hai, then you need to prove the thing. Simple. He has no explanation about the source of investment in such asset, or explanation given by him is, in the opinion of AO, unsatisfactory. Check please this definition, undisclosed asset. It is any asset, when we say about asset means in income tax class, it's only capital asset. Don't talk your stock in trade and your current assets and all. And it's not like fixed asset and wo sab accounting term hai. Income tax mein capital asset is gold, jewelry, paintings, sculptures, antiques, all that. Shares. So undisclosed asset located outside India means any asset including financial interest located, held by SSE in his own name, or of which he is a beneficial owner, and he has no explanation about the source of investment, or the explanation given by him is not satisfactory. Undisclosed foreign income and asset means total amount of undisclosed income of SSE from a source located outside India and the value of undisclosed asset located outside India as per section 4 and computed in the manner. So some undisclosed income is income which he has earned outside India. And you have to calculate that income, be it house, property, or business, or anything. Undisclosed asset located outside India. Excuse me. It shall be chargeable to tax at its value in previous year in which asset comes to the notice of AO. Star mark this point. So that when you read it again, it should be like very clear ki kya weightage ke saath padna hai. In fact, there are valuation rules also in the Black Money Act. I'm not teaching you, but here. So whenever an undisclosed asset located outside India is chargeable to tax, the year when it comes in the notice of AO, what is the fair market value? Take it. Value of undisclosed asset. Fair market value including financial interest. Okay. Financial interest अगर कहीं है तो वहां पे भी सब assets की fair market minus liability, so you will get capital's value and then divide it in the partners. There are rules and they can ask. Actually, they should have asked you the problems and all, but वो नहीं है आपके syllabus में. This is not there in the material, but I have added it. Past exam they have asked the question, but study material में तो नहीं दिखा मुझे. What do you mean by the financial interest? 2-3 times they said that undisclosed asset outside India includes financial interest. So what do you mean by financial interest? Financial interest would include, but would not be limited to any of the following. So it would include what all? Agent, nominee outside India, attorney or a person acting in some other capacity on behalf of resident assessee, corporation in which resident owns directly or indirectly any voting power, partnership in which the resident assessee owns directly or indirectly any interest, trust of which the resident has beneficial or ownership interest. Are you getting? Trust of which the resident has beneficial or ownership interest. मतलब इंडिया के बाहर कोई ट्रस्ट है या आप उसमें बेनिफिशियरी हो या आपका बेनिफिशियल इंटरेस्ट है. This beneficial interest we have done in the non-resident also, first class. Any other entity in which resident owns directly or indirectly any voting power or equity interest or assets or interest in the profit. First, any entity. Now anything. It could be a cooperative society, a firm, a joint venture, anything in which resident owns voting power or equity or interest or in asset or in profits. In short, the gist of all this is you have a share of interest outside India. चाहे वो पार्टनरशिप फर्म है, LLP है, कंपनी है, or any other, like they call it corporations in the out country. So financial interest would include but would not be limited to any of the following. An agent, nominee, but would not be limited to means it's not only this. These are just examples. Agent, nominee, attorney, corporation may you are having a voting power. Partnership may you are having the interest in profits and capital. A trust of which resident has beneficial ownership and other entity. Scope of total undisclosed foreign income and asset. The total undisclosed foreign, this is asked, write a short note on the scope of total undisclosed foreign income. In fact, this time's mock test paper also they have a question on the black money. Computation of the total undisclosed foreign income and the assets as per the Black Money Act. One thing I feel bad, the way they ask questions, ekdam relevant answers to material mein to they are not giving. You have to search the Bare Act and everything and then gain all this. ठीक है. Computation of assets we can do and foreign income is the routine. How you compute your income. Chalo. Scope of the total undisclosed foreign income and asset. How will you decide ki is this your foreign income and undisclosed income? The total undisclosed foreign income and asset of previous year shall be income from a source located outside India, which has not been disclosed in the return of income. You have filed a return of income, but you did not disclose that. Or income from a source located outside India, in respect of which a return is required to be furnished, but no return of income has been furnished under 139 Act. So there is income from the sources located outside India, which has not been disclosed in the return. Means you have filed the return, but you didn't disclose how much you have earned from the sources outside India. Here, They say return is filed. Income from sources outside India which has not been disclosed in the return furnished, or income from sources outside India in respect of which return is required to be furnished, return ही नहीं भरा, and value of undisclosed asset outside India. So these are the three cases wherein it will be taxable. Any variation made in income from sources outside India, the total income as per the income tax with the provisions of 29 to 43 and 57 to 59 on transfer pricing shall not be included in total undisclosed foreign income. So according to income tax provisions, you will not adjust anything. To avoid double taxation, income included in total undisclosed income and asset shall not form part of the total income tax act. ये तो logically clear है. यहाँ पे लिख दो these provisions will not apply. These provisions will not apply. These provisions will not apply. Okay. Undisclosed income is that undisclosed income which you should have, you know what is scope, मतलब कोई chargeability है कि that should have been disclosed, you didn't disclose in your return, or related to which you should have filed your return, you didn't file, or there is an asset outside India. But in any of these three cases, if they are taxed in India, Indian income tax rules will not apply. Transfer pricing and business head allowed, disallowed, वो सब नहीं लगेगा. And second thing is income will not be taxed double. That I already told you earlier also. Okay. Now from here till this whole page is very important. MCQ based questions can also be asked here. In computing the total undisclosed foreign income and asset of the previous year, no deduction in respect of expenditure or allowance or set off any loss shall be allowed to SSE, whether or not it is allowable in accordance with the provisions of the Income Tax Act. तो कोई deduction नहीं मिलेगा आपको. Just like your casual income, no deduction, no exemption, and nothing. Any income which has been assessed to tax in assessment year or Income Tax Act prior to assessment year to which Act applies, or which is assessable or has been assessable to tax, shall be reduced from the value of undisclosed income located outside India. If SSE furnishes evidence to you that asset has been acquired from income which has been assessed. Oh, now this means partially undisclosed. You can write here the meaning. Partially undisclosed means you are showing that in you have purchased a building for 10 crore, but actually the fair market value of that building is 40 crore. So whenever this is caught up, do you need to pay 40 crores? Answer is no. 10 crore to already you have shown. Na? Read it. I'll give you time to write the example. So no deductions are allowed, expenditure, set off of losses, वो सब नहीं मिलेगा. Any income which has been assessed to tax to any assessment year, that's not going to be taxable. Or which is assessable to tax, it shall be reduced from the value of undisclosed income if SSE furnishes detail that asset has been acquired and as the case may be. आपको समझ में आया? Means what? That if the out of 40 crores building you have purchased, it's not that you have not disclosed your Spain ka building. Spain में आपका एक building है, but आपने 10 crore value you have shown, whereas actually it is 40 crore. So now how much is going to be taxable? 30 crores. Clear? Right? So this is the concept for movable, immovable. There are different rules. I'll make you write that in the notebook, so that will be more clear. पहले आप पढ़ लो. Amount of deduction in case of immovable property shall be amount which bears to the value of asset as on the first day of the financial year in which becomes notice of the year, the same proportion as assessable foreign income bears to the total cost of the asset. Means if you have partially shown the asset, how will you do it? See, they have already given one example also. Check. A house property is located outside India. It was acquired and an SSE in the previous year 9 and 10 for 50 lakhs. Okay. Out of 50 lakh, 20 lakh was assessed to tax in the total income of the previous year. 9-10 की income है और वो 20 lakhs तो already taxable है ना. So already if you are paying the tax on 20 lakhs, why you need to pay the tax again? Are you getting? 20 lakhs was assessed to tax. He has shown the income. See, you have purchased a house in 2009 and 10 for 50 lakhs. In that, 20 lakhs is legal money. Your declared income, assessed income, जिसपे आपने टैक्स किया उसमें से भरे, and 30 lakhs ऊपर. Such undisclosed income is now caught up. And now the value is 1 crore. So 50 lakhs fair market value mein, how much you had disclosed that time? 20 lakhs. This is a story of 2009 and 10. Allow me to write, pay attention on the screen. 50 lakhs की fair market value में you have disclosed 20 lakh in those years. Okay. Okay. When I purchased the property for 50 lakhs, I'm repeating, 20 lakhs I had disclosed. Like I had earned the income and out of that I paid the money and purchased. 30 lakhs tabhi bhi undisclosed tha. Now today the AO has caught up and he said the fair market value of the property is 1 crore. So 1 crore full will not become taxable. If this is fully undisclosed, then 1 crore will become taxable. But you have partially disclosed na 20 lakhs. तो 50 lakhs में 20 lakhs disclosed था. 1 crore में disclosed की value भी तो double हो गई. 50 lakh value has become 1 crore in 10 years. 20 lakhs, 40 lakhs. So how much now you will disclose to government? 60 lakhs. Bolo. Write down and see how they are also calculating and getting the answer. And if it is clear, put me a message. You can scribble there. And if you don't have this, then put it in your notebook. Write down the cross multiplication logic which I have given. They have also worked out like that only. It's easy only, but still. Finished? Yeah. This is only for immovable properties, and this rule. Amount of deduction in case of immovable property shall be amount which bears to the value of the property fair market value as on the 1st April in which it comes to notice of the year, the same proportion as assessable or assessed income bears to the total cost of the asset. Clear? Nice, clear? Chalo. And if you want, write down please that this is for immovable property. For movable property, whatever is the fair market value on that. But someone is arguing, ma'am, I have purchased this car for 2 lakh in 2001 and 2. वो मालूम नहीं है आज अगर कार की वैल्यू कितनी है. कार तो चलो वैल्यू कम ही होती है, कोई और असेट ले लेते हैं. ज्वेलरी you have purchased. I'll write it properly. If the jewelry, that is movable asset, MA, is purchased in 2006 and 7 for 2 lakh, when disclosed, the value is 15 lakhs. So this value will be taxable. Fair market value. The year in which it got disclosed on that 1st April, whatever is the fair market value, that will be taxable. Ma'am, why did you minus here? This is only for immovable property. They are taking proportionate. Movable asset ke liye kuch nahi hai. When you purchased it, that time the value was 2 lakh, but you didn't disclose, no, all these years. If you would have disclosed in 6, you would have paid the tax also in 6, 7. You are disclosing now in 21, 22. So 21, 22, what is the fair market value? 15 lakhs. That will become taxable. Write down please this example. Done? Finish writing? So how will you compute the undisclosed income and asset? No deduction, expenditure, allowance, set off and all. And income which has been assessed under Income Tax Act prior to that and which is assessable, both will be reduced. Income also and asset also. Immovable property you will get proportionate. This isko circle या ऐसे bracket में डाल के रखो. Is this example clear? Jewelry के case में you will not have, even if they say ma'am 2 lakh में से 50,000 तो disclose किया था, no. Whatever is the fair market value will become taxable. Okay. So from till here it was very important, these first 2 pages. Now it's the procedural part, how they will manage income tax authorities. As we have income tax authorities, so there are authorities who are having the jurisdiction on the SSE, and they can ask him to bring all the details. In change of income, in case the authority is changed by another authority as a result of change in jurisdiction, you have shifted from Hyderabad to Jammu and all that, then it will continue proceeding from the stage at which he has left. That is very common story. If I have shifted from Hyderabad to Jammu and some case is going on, it was like 60% hearing and all is done. The other will not start from the scratch. He will carry on from the 61. मतलब आगे से carry on करेंगे. Okay? Right. Assessment. AO may on receipt of information from authority or under any other law for time being enforced and notice requiring him on specified date to produce the books of accounts and documents. Okay, no separate return is required to be filed. See, generally we ask them to file a return, no, for income escaping assessment and all, but here it is not required, and there's no time limit for issuance of notice. AO may issue the notice any time whenever they get the information. So and so person is having black money or foreign assets, undisclosed asset. AO may from time to time serve further notices requiring the production of such other accounts or documents or evidence as he may require. AO may make such inquiry as he considers necessary for the purpose of obtaining full information in respect of undisclosed foreign income and asset. Assessing of the officer After considering such accounts, documents, evidence as he may obtain, and after taking into account relevant material as gathered and all, shall ये procedure पूछ सकते हैं आपको short note में. First तो AO will check. Whenever they have a doubt, they will issue a notice. Get us all the documents and proof. They can inquire. And after considering documents, evidence, all this inquiry and all, he may issue order in writing, assess the undisclosed income and assets and determine the sum payable. Such order shall be made within 2 years from end of financial year in which notice was issued. See, you have time for reassessment, no, 4 years, block assessment and all. But this doesn't have time. But whenever notice is issued, within 2 years from the end of the financial year, notice is issued, assessment should be completed. If the person fails to comply with the notice, अरे बेनामी अकाउंट है, बैंक अकाउंट है, फॉरेन में उसका डिटेल लाओ, मिलने आओ, करो, you are not responding, then they will do the best judgment assessment after taking into account all facts and assets to the determine, and before making an assessment, an opportunity of being heard is definitely given to the SSE. Is the procedure simple and clear, easy? देखो फिर से, whenever the AO has got information that the SSE has got undisclosed income outside India or asset outside India, he will ask him to get all the details, document, he'll call him to meet, he'll collect all the information, and according to that, proceed and do the assessment of that additional income. There's no time limit when the notice can be issued. It can be issued anytime when they have proper information. But once the notice is issued, within 2 years from the end of the financial year in which notice is issued. So if the notice is issued in 39/21, तो ये कब खत्म होता है? March 22. यहाँ से 2 साल, means till March 24 all the assessment should be completed. No losses allowed, no expenditures allowed, nothing. And if the person is not responding, do the best judgment assessment. ठीक है? Right. Now in the Black Money Act also you have all the other sections. Like here we have rectification 154 there, 12, notice of demand. You remember 30 days time is given for demand and all. That is 13. Commissioner appeals 15, 16, 17. Tribunal 18. यहाँ पे 250 to 255. High Court 260A here 19. Supreme Court 261 here 21. Revision 263, 264 here 23, 24. ये कुछ याद नहीं रहने वाला, but just you should have idea that in black money also they have this procedure. So just R for reading. Tax recovery officer. You remember tax recovery officer can recover the money by 4 ways. Attach the property and sell and recover the money, or put him in imprisonment and then release on the payment of taxes, or appoint someone to dispose of the assets and so on. Interest 234 A, B, C भी है सब यहाँ. Power regarding inspection and all. ठीक है. Yeah, very, this is nice. At least you should have idea. You remember in income tax we have section 131, then rate to 132, 132B, surveys and all that. So all powers are there, no, to call for information, to examine him on oath, to ask him to submit all documents and books. All that power is there in the Black Money Act also. Liability of the manager of a company. Every person being manager at any time during financial year shall be jointly and severally liable for the payment of an amount due under the act in respect of company if the amount cannot be recovered from the company. However, if manager proves that non-recovery cannot be attributed to his neglect on his part, then he may not be applied. So in short, you know, whenever there's a default in case of the company, तो कंपनी के केस में who will have to be liable to pay all money and imprisonment and all? Manager. But if manager can prove that without his knowledge few of the staff have done this fraud and all, then they may be excused also. Joint and several liability of the participants. every person being a participant in an unincorporated body at any time during financial year or representative SSA of deceased participant shall be jointly liable along with the unincorporated body for the payment of amount payable by body under this act or all the provisions, So on behalf of a firm and all, if the partners are there and if the partners are not there, then deceased participants, whoever are the successors, they are liable to pay till they hold the assets. All this we have done. However, if the partner or LLP proves that non-recovery cannot be attributable to negligence on this part, then they may not apply. Failure to disclose the foreign income, 300% penalty. In India, if there is under-reporting, what is the penalty? 50% of the tax. Misreporting, 6 cases. When it will go for misreporting, 200%. Okay? And here it is how much? 300%. अगर कोई foreign की income आपने नहीं बताई तो and prosecution में 3 to 10 years. Failure to furnish the return of income before the expiry of the relevant assessment year, then 10 lakh. Failure to disclose foreign income, I think ये छोड़ ही दो, मत पढ़ना भी नहीं है, क्योंकि इतने सारे कुछ भी याद नहीं रहने वाले. This is the one thing you should remember. If you don't disclose, 300% and 3 years to 10 years imprisonment. No penalty shall be passed after expiry of 1 year from end of financial in which notice of imposition is given. And they need to take the permissions of the higher authority. Penalty and prosecution, I would only suggest you to leave. Yeah, these taxes, undisclosed foreign income and asset computed shall be rounded off in the multiples of 100 for MCQs. Likho. Any amount payable by SSA should be rounded off in the multiples of 10. Generally, in income tax, the tax and income both are rounded off in the multiples of 10. But here it is done in the multiples of 100. Undisclosed income and assets. And tax in the multiples of 10. That's all for your undisclosed income and undisclosed asset as per the Black Money Act. This is started from 2013. If any income outside India or any asset is there outside India, when it is bought to the tax land, 30% tax they have to pay. And if there are defaulters, 300% of the tax is the penalty. And if imprisonment is not always, it's if, then 3 years onwards, jo bhi hai. So like this. And if it is a movable property, you may have purchased movable property in 11-12. Now, what is the fair market value on the first day? That's taxable. If it is immovable property, proportionate, you get a deduction if you have shown it part. Matlab you purchased a building in foreign country and 11-12 you showed 40 lakh, whereas actually that time only it was 1 crore. So now if it has become 10 crore, to utna 40 lakh, whatever proportionate relief you will get. No other exemption, no other deductions are given. And this is taxable in 3 ways. Either you have filed the return and not disclosed, or you did not file the return for this foreign sources, or forget about income. You don't have any income in foreign country, but you have assets wherein you are beneficial. And financial interest is clear as an agent, as a partner, as a member in corporation. If you have a financial interest outside India, it is said to be an undisclosed asset. That's all for this topic called as black money. Repeat it. If you have any doubt, let me know. And some theory questions, as all of you have given. I'll not be giving answers. It will be like too bulky. But theory questions, सबको मालूम है ना? तो एक साथ I'll give you all the theory questions. ठीक है? Right, sure. Thank you.